it looks like it may be going. We had an error a few minutes ago, so it looks like it has gone live. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just doing a short show today with Dan Vogt. Dan actually contracted COVID. Him and some coworkers and about 30 members of their families and whatnot all got it. We're just going to do a short conversation to discuss it, the ramifications, how bad it was, all that kind of stuff, and how bad it wasn't. So, Joe, you're an iron worker. You're just a regular Joe. You haven't rehearsed or prepared anything. You feel kind of nervous and upset, or not upset, but nervous about doing this. It's just like, you're a normal guy. And I think that's what people want to hear is a normal guy on the streets. We're going to field questions from the audience. What did it feel like? How long did it last? How do you rate it? What did you go through? All that kind of crap. Sound good?
Sure. Absolutely, man.
So, you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself for a second? I know I just introduced you, but why don't you give us a little rehash there?
I'm a 41-year-old ironworker foreman, healthy guy, live in Portland, Oregon. Just living the dream, man. Happy to be an American.
And so what happened? What were you doing when you contracted COVID? Do you know?
I have absolutely no idea, but a whole bunch of us got the exact same symptoms at the exact same time. I believe it was like Monday, about a week ago. I got extremely tired. Like, I slept for 22 hours, and then woke up the next day on Tuesday, slept for 22 hours. Woke up the next day, and then I had an extremely bad sore throat, 103-degree fever, really bad migraine, and severe joint pain. And was like, shit, this is not comfortable. And then I pretty much slept for a week straight, and that's it.
Slept for a week straight, and you're up in Oregon, right? Or Portland,
Yep.
Oregon. Yeah, people are asking where you're from. So, and people are saying you didn't die. Amazing.
No, I didn't die.
But
Yeah.
did you feel like death?
No, it wasn't bad. It was kind of like a cold with it probably felt a lot like menstrual cramps.
Like, and you know what menstrual cramps feel like, apparently.
I do now. Anytime your girlfriend mentions that shit, like, okay, I know what that feels like now.
Now, so how was the fever? 103, you said?
Yeah, I took Tylenol. I got it down to 100 to 101 and stabilized it for 7 days.
All right. And so it wasn't that big a deal. Now, so when we talked yesterday, you said, there's the hype of it being extreme and it's going to kill you, and then there's a low where there's no symptoms at all or asymptomatic, and you want to rate it about a medium. Is that correct?
Yes, for me.
For you. Now, the issue that we're hearing is for people our age, there's the threat is minimum unless you have pre-existing conditions, like if you're a smoker. And, but there is a 7+% death rate in 80 and over, and it's 0.001 for age 0 to 9.
Right. Absolutely. I'm not going to leave my house just because I don't want to harm anyone.
Right.
I'm not worried about harming dudes our age or people, millennials or okay. They can
millennials.
They can go home. They can go home and have their periods, but for a week. But what I don't want to do is harm anybody who's elderly.
Right, and that's the real risk. If you come across somebody who's elderly, they have a 7% chance of dying.
Right.
So now, just what kind of let me see. What about respiratory? Were you tested?
Yeah, they stick a Q-tip up your nose. It's more like a pipe cleaner.
Okay, and how did that feel? Was it really comfortable and made you excited?
No, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. Hey, if you have the symptoms, just stay home. Like, don't do it, and don't
Okay.
sit in the hospital. They're completely there's 1,000 hypochondriacs inside of every hospital right now, waiting at the door.
Interesting.
You're, instead of hanging out watching cable TV, knowing that you know what you know, like don't sit in the waiting room. It's miserable.
And then, so if you're sitting in the waiting room, you're going to contaminate everybody else in there, and that's the prime place to transmit it. Really, unless you've
Right.
got emergency symptoms and you need to be intubated, don't go to
Hey,
the hospital.
maybe some guy like stepped on a nail and he has tetanus. He's hanging out there minding his own business, and then one of us walks in there and we fucking cough on him. Great. Now he's got two shit to deal with. You know?
Right. Yep. Exactly. So, what were the respiratory symptoms like? You said your throat hurt like hell.
Heard like hell. Yeah, my throat felt like it was a straw. I could literally eat only alphabet soup for 7 days straight.
So that's the issue that people are saying is why they have to be intubated is because their throat collapses down, and if you take Advil, that's going to exacerbate it rather than help, and usually people think Advil to get rid of inflammatory responses.
No, that's ibuprofen.
That's Advil, same thing.
No, I'm sorry. Tylenol. Tylenol is acetaminophen.
But Advil, ibuprofen is what causes the
Yes. Yeah.
problem.
Stay
To
away
is
from
that,
ibuprofen.
yeah.
Yes. I misspoke. Tylenol.
Yeah, and
You want
you
Tylenol.
took Tylenol and brought your fever down to about 101 from 103.
Yep.
And I was speaking to a doctor yesterday that said to let the fever play out, because you need that for the immune response.
Well, I did the wrong thing. I'm a stupid iron worker.
And you like to knock yourself a lot, but here's the thing: is what I find from the audience is a lot of people like to hear from normal iron workers and people on the street. So let's see. Does naproxen work? Well, he didn't take that, so he doesn't know. Let's see. What about breath work techniques? And throw up your questions, audience. We've got somebody who went through it for a week, so he's gonna drink beer and smoke while he's survived it. So let's ask him questions while he's still here. Let's see. Let's see. Infrared sauna might help as well. I don't know. Let's see. Hospital ER is the last place you want to be with COVID unless you're dying. So, and that's if you need to be intubated. So, did you have trouble breathing as well?
Nope.
No trouble breathing.
Actually, no, that's not true. Dude, I could run up 20 flights of stairs and not even get winded. But walking to my mailbox, I would get winded and start getting dizzy. I have like a 2-block radius, or I did. I could walk 2 blocks, and at that point, that's all that my cardio can handle.
Really? Interesting. For a week. Yeah. Okay. Now, what do you recommend to people who get it? Now, and again, you and 29 other people got it around you. What, 3 or 4 coworkers and their families and children?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what were their responses to it?
Exactly the same. They just they watched Tiger King, and they ate soup.
And what's the point of soup? You just couldn't get anything else down?
No, nothing. You cannot fit anything down your throat hole because it swelled down to I'm going to say half an inch.
Interesting. And where did you contract the virus? Do you know? Was it at work?
Probably work, man. Like me and my guys, we swap gloves. I'm like, hey, Jeff, toss me your welding hood. Jeff's like, hey, man, toss me your glove. Pacino, Emilio, they're like, hey, toss me your left-hand glove. Because we got to weld something really quick, and they didn't bring the gloves with them. And so we swap germs all day long, 40 hours a week, 7 days a day, like every day. We just we're in close proximity. We share our food. We party together. We're all brothers, and so I'm gonna say March. I think March 15th was my last day of work. That's when we all said, "Okay, guys, we need to like chill the fuck out because it's just getting real." They shut down all the restaurants. They shut down everything, and so we had a big meeting where our owner was like, "Hey, if you guys want to stay home with their kids because the schools are shut down, go ahead. If you guys want to keep working, go ahead." We're like, "No, that's a good idea. Let's just shut her down. We'll pick it up on the other side." And so that was weeks ago. And then about a week and a half after that, we all got sick. And so more than likely, like I locked my doors. I didn't let anybody in my fucking house. And so did all my friends. And so it just all stayed on our bodies for like 10 days. And so everybody that gets it, hey, it could be 2 weeks later and you're still contagious. And you might not even know it.
And so everybody locked themselves in their houses?
Yeah.
So what about food and things like that? Did you have delivery food or what? Tell them to leave it at the door and take off?
No, I stocked up.
You stocked up?
I'm kind of a prepper.
Okay.
Not really, but I'm a farm kid, and so I have like 4 pallets of food, soup, top ramen,
I don't recommend top ramen for most people. That stuff will shut down your stomach too. That's pretty toxic.
I got a whole freezer full of like filet mignon.
Oh, there you go.
Hopefully
you had some porterhouse in there too. But let's see. Did you get flu shots before? No flu shots.
No.
Okay. And flu shots have been shown to actually exacerbate it as well. And let's see.
I get the flu every year once, and then that's good. Fine.
Okay. Now, anybody else have any questions for the audience? Like I said, we're just going to keep this one short today. And we're, what are we already at here? I don't know. We're probably at like, what?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, 11 minutes. But yeah, I'd like to have anybody ask questions. What was the first sign that you got?
Exhaustion.
Complete exhaustion.
Yeah, complete exhaustion. I had no symptoms. I had no sore throat, no headache, no fever. I just had complete exhaustion for 2 days straight, to where all I wanted to do was nap for 20 hours straight. Monday and Tuesday, I napped 20 hours straight. No symptoms. And I didn't think I was sick. I didn't think anything was wrong. And then Wednesday hit and it was like, bam. Oh, okay. This is real. And so if anybody out there like is completely exhausted, there's a very, very good chance that you're a carrier. Even if you don't have any symptoms after that, there's still a very good chance that you have it, because probably half the people are walking around and don't even know that if you cough on an old dude, you're going to kill him.
Well said. And then let's see. You get it. You get the flu every year. Most people get the flu every year. That's not a big deal. Let's see. That's a lot, dude. I haven't had the flu in years. Well, it depends on your immune system. Obviously, you're a smoker and drinking beer. Sugar, any type of sugary stuff is going to shut down your immune system. See, if you have any sugar, your T cell count drops to 0 from 20 minutes to 6 hours. So, obviously, beer is, grains converted into sugar. And then
it feels good on my throat, though.
Yeah, I bet it does. So anyway, the point of why I wanted to do this short little show is give the audience a little bit of an idea of what it feels like to the average Joe to get this. Basically fever, exhaustion. You can't walk for more than a couple of blocks for how long? A week or two?
1 week.
1 week. And then, but see, the thing is your throat shut down. So that's the real issue right there. And if you, again, cough on someone, if they're 80 years or older, or if you cough on someone and they go home to their grandparents or whatever, they have a 7% chance of dying from that. So, that's pretty significant. Little kids have 0.001% chance of dying from it. But the issue is the elderly. So, take into account that, and if you feel exhaustion, if you feel your throat tightening up, chill out, stay at home, lock the doors. If you didn't stock up on food like the rest of us 5 years ago, maybe have your local grocery store deliver some food, have them, put the money in the envelope outside, have them leave it there, and then when they're gone, open the door and get your food. Average Joe keeps getting softer and softer, like the characters from the movie Wall-E.
I'm not soft. I'm not soft at all. Come on, man.
Let's see. Can Dan describe his diet pre-infection? Did you take vitamins, iodine, etc. regularly?
Oh yeah, I'm a Centrum addict. Iodine? No iodine. I eat really well. I home cook every day. Barbecue 5 days a week. No fast food.
Okay.
Taco truck every day.
So you're pretty keto, in other words, with the steak and whatnot, except for the beer. But you're cooking your own food and whatnot. High fat diet.
No, I'm not a fast food fuck. No.
Yeah, you're a high fat diet type.
I'm in really good shape.
Are you? Okay. And let's see here. I'm just trying to read the questions. I didn't grab any. Let's see. Somebody wants to know if there's 5G in your area. I think that's irrelevant. I know there's a lot of that.
There might be. I don't know.
There's a conspiracy going around that it's actually 5G causing it. Eat well with that top ramen and beer. The people are giving you a hard time. All right. So, what other questions do you folks have out there for somebody who's actually survived it, lived through it? And do you think it's biphasal that you'll get it again?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that we all had it a month ago.
In your office or the population in general?
I'm pretty sure that in my office, mid-February, we all called in sick everybody called in on Thursday. And I was exhausted. Like, I did not want to get up. I was going to go to work. And then all my men called in. All of them. All fucking 5 of them. And I'm like, shit. Okay, I'm going to call in. And then I called out Monday. And everybody else called out Monday. And we didn't go back to work till Tuesday. And then we're like, yeah, so what's up? Is it the asbestos? Is it what we're working on? Is it the fucking grinder dust? Is it like, no, I just felt exhausted. And so mid-February, we all called out.
Okay,
my whole crew did.
Okay, interesting. So you got it biphasally, and so you all got it twice. We already covered that he did not have the flu shot. Bradley Moss is saying, wait, the virus is real. Yes, it is. And everybody in your office got it twice, apparently. They're giving you a hard time because you smoke and are clearly having respiratory exhaustion.
Okay.
Let's see. Why still smoke? We already talked about first symptoms, which was extreme exhaustion. You slept for about 20 hours.
Why still smoke?
Yeah, well, people are jumping in late into the conversation and don't realize we covered it, at the start. So,
because addiction.
Yeah, well, there's that, right? And then, you got it twice. First symptoms were, you said, a month ago, and then you guys all passed it around again at work.
Yep.
So let's see. My office got those same symptoms in February. I normally don't get sick, but then I went down hard, but only a fraction of time compared to coworkers. Yes, it came back a second time. My boss was very ill. So it sounds like people had it a month ago and didn't even know they had it,
Right. There wasn't like an alert until March. And so I think we all had it in February. Then it came back around in mid-March.
Interesting.
But it's probably a different strain.
Now, okay, so let's go over a few things to do. Take vitamin C, obviously, vitamin D3, 220 milligrams of zinc lozenges. Another thing people can do is gargle with vinegar water, take betadine, and gargle with that and saline. But the issue is it basically hangs out in your throat for a few days, and then that's when you get it. So if you gargle with vinegar water, etc., that will probably knock it out. Now, I got gnarly sick around February too. Somebody just commented I was gnarly sick around February, but it made me vomit hardcore. Now, you didn't have any nausea symptoms, correct? That's what I've heard. Is it's not
No.
supposed to cause any type of nausea. So, fake pandemic, economic terrorism. The issue, Ricky, Spanish, is that it does collapse or constrict the throat, and elderly people 80 years and older have about a 7% chance of dying. So if you think it's a fake pandemic and want to go give that to your elderly neighbors or grandparents or whatever, and that'll have a 7% chance of dying from that, then you can call it fake. But, to me, and I know you don't have an opinion on this, it does seem like biological warfare. There's been several, or at least 2 Chinese movies and videos, TV shows that came out that said that they were going to use COVID for biowarfare, which is interesting. And I think that's more along the lines of what it is. I've also seen videos of dead people lining the streets, like maybe 6 or 8, 10 dead people in the streets of China. So that's another issue too. So and lots of people dying in Italy from it. And here's another thing: is COVID may not kill you, but if you've got other underlying health issues like diabetes and whatnot, that's what'll get you or other people. So if you're comfortable, saying that it's fake and you want to go around and spread it and possibly kill someone else, that's on you. So if you get it, lock yourself in your house and don't spread the crap around. That would probably be the best advice. What do you have to say to people who are saying it's a fake thing?
It's not fake. It's absolutely a unique disease. I've been sick from everything. I've had fucking mono. I've had the clap. I've had, the flu every fucking year. I get pneumonia from welding. I'm a Pacific Northwest iron worker. I stand in the rain all day. And I'm like, this is a unique disease. I've never had it before. This feels awkward. But it went away after a week. And so everybody just needs to either get it and get it out of your system so that way you're not going to be a carrier anymore, or lock your fucking doors and don't get it. Everybody needs to give it 2 weeks to a month or 3 weeks, or give it a week. Do your best. Let's make this go away.
Stay out of the public and just chill out and not spread it around.
Chill out. Make it go away.
All right, well said. I think that's a good spot to end it on. Like I said, we're just going to keep it short today. I really appreciate your time, Dan, and glad you survived. Probably want to quit smoking when you can.
Yeah.
That's the biggest comment in the chat there.
I've never quit anything in my life, Jan.
Yawn, actually, but yeah. So, all right, thank you so much. And yes, we already answered that he got tested and you tested positive for it. So people are asking the same questions that we covered at the beginning of the episode here. So viruses can't be spread. They have to be introduced into the bloodstream, and people have all of these theories and zero medical education and knowledge and, whatnot. So,
they probably know more than I do.
Well,
I took a nap for a week.
The people that have zero medical training all think they have the most education about it. That's what I find from most of these people. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate your time this morning, and so I just wanted to give people the idea of what it's like, what to do when they get it, what the symptoms are, etc., from somebody who's actually had it. Everybody's been asking, do you know anybody who's had it? No. And now we know people that have had it, and 30 people that have had it. So not fun. And, stay safe, people. If you get the symptoms, just lock yourself at home and don't transmit it around and potentially kill someone, because that's the real issue. If somebody's got diabetes or or respiratory problems, or they're over 80, they have a high risk of dying from it. So anyway, have a good one and take care. Have a good day.